I was scrolling on TikTok yesterday and this is the video I came by.
One of my mutuals here on TikTok sent me something and I would like to share with everybody. This was uploaded 20 hours ago. Jesus, I can't even believe this is real. So the Speaker of Niger State House of Assembly, Abdul Malik Sakintaji, to organize a mass marriage for the 100 female orphans in the state on May 24. You see the people in our government, you see the people in the government position, you see how they think. When you put a bunch of old men that are not educated in a seat, this is what's happening. So 100 female orphans, there are 100 female orphans, and the first thing you would think in your head is to prepare a marriage for them. So also last week the speaker announced that he would sponsor the wedding of 100 girls. Money that you're supposed to put them in orphanage home and sponsor their education and feeding and clothing, you want to use that money to put them in marriages. I'm sure these are young girls, or it doesn't even matter what their age is. And this is what a speaker is doing. Someone who is ruling the country, this is what they are. I cannot talk. So, well, I'm not gonna come here and say too much. And she created a petition. So on Twitter you can see her name. You just have to sign the petition. You're not paying, donating, you're not doing anything. You just have to sign this petition. It's that easy. So please just use 1 minute of your time, 20 seconds, 30 seconds of your time to go sign this petition and help 100 girls.
Why is it that it's 2024 but we still have to tell people that it's not okay for children to be getting married? Why is this the world we live in? That this is still a conversation that we are still having in a so-called progressive, civilized, forward, know better, educated point in time, where this is supposed to be the best, according to narrative, this is supposed to be the best time that humanity has ever seen as regards to progress, right? As regards to knowing better, as regards to we have moved forward as a people, as a species. We are supposed to, for crying out loud, be the most intelligent of species. But it's 2024 and people are still talking about how it's okay for children to get married. Proposing child marriage for children who are orphans is crazy. These are the people that are up there that we hope will make critical, reasonable, logical, sensible decisions for the country. These are the men we trust to lead us. This is a global problem, by the way, because is this not only happening in Nigeria or in Africa or somewhere in the Middle East or somewhere in Asia. No, in places like the US of A, right, first world countries, is happening there. Check out this video.
I had to read this twice. Why is the government getting involved in people's lives like this? On why he's against banning child marriage. This timeline can't be real, because it's a confession. Why is he in office? That's a confession. And you can't play in my face and tell me that's not a confession. Check his hard drive. Check his hard drive.
And child marriage is actually legal in a good number of states in the US. And just to be clear, the reason why I'm bringing this up, deviating here a little, talking about, the US and how child marriages happen over there and how hell is even legal is because I know how some people like to get when we talk about certain issues, certain global problems. Some people like to see these problems as only developing countries' problems, even though these problems are obviously global problems. But you know how human beings can be. Some people intentionally and deliberately choose to look at some areas of the world and the people who exist there a certain way when something happens there. But if the same thing that happens in that area of the world happens in another area of the world, especially if it's a place that they are from or if the people there look a certain way, somehow they automatically know how to conveniently not look and or see the people and the place where said thing happen the same way they see and look at the people and place where said thing happen in the first instance. Double standards and the world we live in, right? But anyways, back to the topic. So not only do we have people in government who propose child marriages, we have people in government who are apologists for child marriages, people in government who advocate for child marriages get pissed when the topic of child marriages getting banned is brought to the table. But thankfully, someone with sense in our government exists, and she has actually spoken up against this whole child marriage of 100 orphan thing, and she's trying to make sure that that ish doesn't happen. She's the Minister of Women Affairs. Her name is Uju Kennedy Ohanyenye, and she has petitioned the Inspector General of Police and asked the court to stop the Niger mass wedding of 100 orphans. According to the news, she did file for a court injunction to stop the planned marriage of 100 orphans said to be children by the speaker. Last week, the speaker announced that he would sponsor the wedding of 100 girls, some of whom were orphaned by insurgency as part of his Mariga constituency project. He said he had procured materials for the event scheduled for May the 24th and promised to pay dowries for the bridegrooms. Following the outcry that trailed the announcement, the speaker explained that he was only financing the wedding, not forcing the girls into marriage. Were, you cannot finance the girls to school. You cannot finance the girls to go learn handwork or something, get a skill. Alaye just saw these girls and the first thing that came to his mind is let's get them married. Like, what a backward, uneducated way of thinking for real. And there is so much to unpack in that statement. Well, not only is he talking about how, these children should be getting married, he went as far as to say that he would pay the dowries for the grooms. Meaning what? Well, like what I'm getting from that statement is hell. Why can't these grooms pay their own dowries by themselves, if at all? Meaning they just want to marry these girls to just anybody, people that maybe cannot even afford to pay these girls dowries. Are those the kind of people they want them to be married? I mean, it's bad enough they want to marry these children off, but it's looking like they want to marry them off to people who cannot even take care of them. That's what I got from that statement, because who helps someone pays dowry? Who? And who exactly are these men that he hoped to marry these girls to? Where are they getting this? Who are the men? Like, so much going on. Anyways, let me continue with the article, Jare. But briefing journalists in Abuja on Monday, the minister said a thorough investigation into the circumstances surrounding the issue will be carried out. She said that the ministry will take responsibility for the girls' education and vocational training. Thank you. See, when somebody that went to school, somebody not just go to school, because not be everybody will go school, not really go school. Some people went through the school did not go through them. When you meet an educated person, you would know, right? This is the first time I'm reading this article. And this is how you know that somebody have sense. This is how you know that somebody have active brain cells that's working. Yes, education. Yes, education. Thank you very much. And vocational training. Thank you. That's what these young girls need, so they can be able to build something for themselves. The ministry has petitioned the Inspector General of the Police and sought a court injunction to put a hold on the sponsored marriage until further investigation is carried out with a view of ensuring that the welfare of the orphans are adequately covered. A statement by the minister's spokesman, Ohari Osandu Joseph read. The minister opines that rather than the step being taken by him to fulfill his constituency projects, the speaker should rather look towards developing them through education, skills acquisition, and other forms of empowerment, as this would not only be of immense benefit to them but would also contribute to the overall development of the society. These girls, like their contemporaries in the country and globe, have great potentials and talents, and as such need to be given the opportunity to develop and reach their optimum in life, she said. According to her, by prioritizing education and empowerment over early marriage, the circle of poverty and inequality that plagues orphans will be broken from their lives, thus enabling them to marry husbands of their choices and further reducing cases of gender-based violence and out-of-school children, which are usually the resultant effects of such unions. Barrister Uju also stated that in line with its mandate under the Child Rights Act, the ministry has petitioned the Inspector General of Police and sought a court injunction to put a hold in the sponsored marriage until further investigation is carried out with a view to ensure that the welfare of the orphans are adequately covered. The minister further restated the ministry's commitment to the protection of the lives of women, children, and the vulnerable in the society in line with its mandate. The relief in my spirit right now after reading this update, because you see, initially when I started making this video, I did not know that someone has actually come in with sense and did a 360 change to the entire situation. Thank goodness. Now I can end this video with less worry and with joy in my heart for the kids, because someone actually came to their rescue. These kids have someone fighting for them, but let's not forget the children who don't, unfortunately, have someone fighting for them, and they are being forced into situations that are not good for them, situations that they don't want. Children are the most vulnerable and sometimes the most unprotected even in our society, and that's very sad. As a collective globally, there's so much work to be done, so much we need to put in place to protect the children. So in the little ways we individually can help these children, let's continue to do so. And to the people up there, so-called leaders, I don't know what to say to these people except have sense for a change and stop proposing nonsense, and take cues from people like Minister of Women Affairs Uju Kennedy Ohanyenye, and start doing right by the people, and most especially start doing right by the children. And that's it. We've come to the end of this video. Do let me know down below in the comment section what your thoughts are, what your opinions are, and what suggestions do you have as to how we can collectively as a people protect our children better. How can we as a collective better do right by our children? What suggestions do you have? How can we as a people do better for our children? How can we protect them better? What can we do? What opinions, suggestions do you have? Let us know down below in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Jesus, I can't even believe this is real. So the speaker of
TikTok, this is not the time for your shenanigans. You can't be taking down these types of posts. Please go back to that video and watch it in its entirety. Spread that video around and sign the petition, as well as share the petition as well. These are the fucking elders that we are supposed to be looking up to. The elders that want to procreate with the children. Proposing child marriage as a solution to children who have been orphaned is sinister and diabolical. The fact that he's even willing to sponsor a mass child marriage is fucking insane. Please, I beg you, sign the petition. Go back to that video, watch everything, and get all the information you need to get, because I'm just so fucking scattered. Sign the petition. It's so fucking important. Sign it and share it. Child marriage in 2024 as a proposal. These old hags are pedophiles. The old hags that we have now, they're not elders, they're